Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, a place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to, as long as I'm not out of town and working on some stuff. Guys, I've been out of town for a week, and I apologize. Not much has happened. The price went down. Everything is kind of boring now. Surprise, surprise. But anyways, my name is Not Important, guys, and I'm your host. Go ahead and smash that like button, turn on the bell for notifications, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, let's get boring. 2 presidential long shots are left waving the crypto flag, plus a wild card. CBDC opponent Ron DeSantis ends U.S. presidential run. Ron is out of the race. And Grayscale's GBTC bleeding drives down AUM by $5 billion. Rumor is this is why the Bitcoin price has been tanking. But I wouldn't say tanking. We're going to look at that. We're going to look at it from a broader perspective instead of short term. But with that being said, guys, to the market. Current market cap right now, guys, sitting at 1.6 trillion, down 2.73 from yesterday. Bitcoin dominance sitting right at 50%. ETH dominance just under 18, sitting at 17.9. And Gwei, oh my God, Gwei is 14. Fantastic. Fear and Greed, almost sitting even, 56. And God, it feels like it's been a month since I've done this, guys. It's only been a week. Yeah, I apologize for that. By the way, I was out of town working on some things, and unfortunately it wasn't a situation where I had any time to do a video, like 0 time. So yeah, I guess my channel's gonna hurt because of that, but it is what it is. Not like there's a ton of people that watch my show. But I do appreciate those of you that do. With that being said, let's blow through the top 100 per usual and see what the outliers are today. What in the hell? Weird. Okay. Yeah. Solana down 5.16. Avalanche down 6.17. INJ down 5.88, Optimism down 6.12, Near Protocol down 6.75, Filecoin down 5.48, TIA down 8.24, IMX down 6.26, Arbitrum down 7.37, Stacks down 5.25, oof, SEI down 11%, The Graph down 5.5, down 5.37 for Render, 6.18 to the downside for Thor, Chain, Rune. Sorry, I'm trying not to burp. Ordi down 7.23, Mina down 8.36, Sats, 1,000 Sats down 6.15, 6.8 to the downside for Helium, 5.46 to the downside for Sand, 6.02 to the downside for Phantom. Almost 10% to the downside for ASTR, 6.5 to the downside for Theta, 6.42 for Beam to the downside, 6.72 for Mana, 5.65 for Wemix to the downside, 8% to the downside for BTT, FTT down 5.71, Chili's down 11.81, ouch, Neo down 6.11, Osmosis down 7%, Bonk down 7.37, FLR down 6.09. It is a heavy red day, guys. Woo down 7.51, CFX down 5.62, Gala down 6%, Terra Luna Classic down 8.68, and Arweave at the 100 spot down 6.51. Guys, red day, red day, red day. At least right now, this could flip as soon as the traditional market's open. Who knows? But with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to Bitcoin on the 4-hour. Now, here's where we're at, guys. Triangle, done. Completely out of play in my opinion at this point in time. But what we are starting to see is that all of this is really just, except for these guys, which we consider the. Excuse me. It's been a while. I'm cussing very early. It's been a while. We consider these guys some bull traps, but the reality is, this is really just sideways action. We are starting a downtrend, which is concerning. Last level of defense is going to be around 40K. At that point, we could start tipping down into the 38s, down into this realm right here. And that's it, guys. We did get a big green dot. God, I hate that that comes up like that. We did get a big green dot here yesterday, or Friday, excuse me, on Market Cypher on the 4-hour. Didn't play out too well. It just rolled right over. It looked like 41.351 was going to be support. It is not. It looked like 42.516 would be support. It didn't hold. So that's it. I'd be looking for 40K. If we lose 40K, guys, we're going into the 30s. Simple as that. But this is what I'm watching. This is what you should be watching too. But again, turn off all my lines. From here, because I mean, look, support, 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 support. To right around here, this is your sideways movement. So right now, it doesn't look too bad. But if we do break basically 40K, in my opinion, if we lose 40K, it's the start of a see you later bye downtrend. So that's where I'm at, guys. Let's see what the news is here on TradingView. Nothing significant. Excuse me. I gotta get myself back into the swing of things, man. All right. And I haven't heard anything besides rumors of GBTC selling, and I'm not sure. I don't know why they're selling or liquidating. That's the only rumor I'm hearing. That they could be liquidating, that could be causing this downward price action. On a side note, guys, too, between me and everybody else who pays attention, I can't wait till Bitcoin. Like, don't get me wrong, Bitcoin's awesome. Bitcoin's the store of value. Get as much Bitcoin as you can. They're trying to price us. The elites are trying to price us out of Bitcoin. Don't lie to yourself. That's what's going on right now. But with that being said, I cannot wait until Bitcoin is not the barometer. Until altcoins can do whatever they want and it doesn't matter what Bitcoin does. Because it's a really interesting thought process, right? That you, let's say you create a project, a crypto project. And let's say everything is golden with it. Everything. The team's on point, nothing shady, total amazing use case, speed, buildable, just everything's beautiful about the chain you create, or whether it's a layer 1 or whatever. Let's say it's a layer 1 because that'd be just simple to compare it to Bitcoin. And everything is on the up and up, and everything is good, and there's nothing negative about it, and it's perfect. Okay, let's say that. And then all of a sudden, Bitcoin decides to be an asshole, and the project tanks. You lose all backing. You lose all funding, and you can't continue. Not because you did anything wrong. Not because there's anything wrong with the project or there's any faults of the project, just because Bitcoin isn't moving in the right direction. And that's just kind of sad, man. I'm kind of over that. So I pray for the day that Bitcoin isn't the barometer of the market, the entire crypto market. With that being said, I actually kind of want to look at Bitcoin dominance real quick before we get out of here. And it's flatlined. It looks like it's going to start ticking back up. We may not be setting up for another one of these for Bitcoin dominance. Altcoins. Probably ain't going to be looking too good if this happens again. Jesus. What is that? 8%. Now, if Bitcoin continues to move sideways and nothing changes, this could be good for the altcoins, but we need to see some positivity in the market now because everybody's afraid. Everybody's afraid Bitcoin's going to fucking just completely go down to nothing. Not nothing, but it's going to tank. So everybody's waiting to see what it's going to do, which I freaking can't stand. Anyway, all right, to the news. All right, guys, 2 presidential long shots have left, waving the crypto flag plus a wild card. Within a week, the crypto industry lost 2 pro-crypto presidential hopefuls, though there's some hope Donald Trump could be a secret wild card for crypto. The recent departures of Vivek Ramaswamy and Ron DeSantis from the United States presidential race has left 2 pro-crypto long shots in the running, though there's some hope that former President Donald Trump could be friendly to the crypto industry. On January 21st, DeSantis, the Republican central bank digital currency opponent who once vowed to protect Bitcoin, wound down his campaign saying he had no clear path to victory and through his support behind the Republican Party frontrunner Trump. Or through his support. 6 days earlier, on January 16th, the outspoken pro-crypto GOP candidate Vivek Ramaswamy dropped his presidential bid and similarly backed Trump. The departures are understood to leave only 2 candidates with publicly known pro-crypto stances: Democratic Party candidate Dean Phillips and independent Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Is Kennedy still running as an independent? Interesting. Phillips, a relatively unknown Minnesota representative, said that at a crypto-related forum in December of 2023 that Trump and President Joe Biden are not the right people to lead on crypto, and that the U.S. should make sure we don't stifle innovation. On the other hand, Kennedy was the first presidential candidate ever to accept Bitcoin for campaign donations and made multiple pro-crypto remarks and promises, including a pledge to back the U.S. dollar with Bitcoin. Phillips is seen as having a small chance of winning the top job, with Biden leading by a huge margin in the Democratic Party, which we all know is absolute trash. Who is voting for Biden again? I'll wait. If you're a Democrat, are you really looking at... I mean, not that there's tons of people running. They clearly shut that down. The DNC... well, I think there's like 2 people running for the Democratic Party. Like, absolutely. If that doesn't tell you that the whole thing is a sham, like it's all controlled, the Democratic Party only allowed, like, literally 2 people. The one other presidential candidate that would have given Biden a run for his money was Kennedy, and the DNC stomped on that dude because he didn't want to play the DNC games. He wanted to be for the people. He wanted to do some legit shit. And he didn't want to play by the swamp rules. So I knew for a fact. Look, go back and watch my videos. I dare you. I've been saying this for a long time. I'm like, they're not going to let this dude make it to the primaries. They're absolutely not. And they didn't. So he went. that like they shit on that dude so hard. Look, I'm like, and whether you think you know where I stand politically or not, I don't really care. I'm defending a Democrat. I'm defending Kennedy. And they shit on that dude because they knew he wouldn't be a puppet. So please tell me where these polls are coming in that people are looking at Biden again. It's all bullshit, guys. It's all bullshit. Please, in the comments down below, if you in a poll said you were going to vote for Biden over Kennedy, let me know. I'm really curious. Anyway, Kennedy is still fighting for inclusion on state ballots and said on January 16th that he filed to create his own party in 6 states in an attempt to get on the ballot. As party ballot access requires fewer voter signatures than running as an independent. Others, including independent candidate Cornel West, Green Party candidate Jill Stein, and Republican hopefuls Nikki Haley, who is trash, and Ryan Binkley, also seen as long shots for president, haven't signaled a clear stance toward cryptocurrencies. Democrat candidate Marianne Williamson hasn't either, but once expressed her disappointment at the Canadian government blocking crypto wallets during the 2022 trucker protest. However, there is some hope for President Donald Trump. Could be positive for crypto, though others have shed doubt on the idea. I don't think. Look, I'm not a huge like Trump. I'm not like anti-Trump, but I'm definitely not looking at Trump as like the second coming, which there are a lot of people doing that, and it's very odd to me. But the dude has multiple NFT projects. His wife has NFT projects. It'd be really hard for me to think that he is not a fan of cryptocurrency. And I love how they use a tweet from back in 2019. Guys, get the fuck over it. It's 2024 now. How dare someone change their mind? On January 17th, Trump vowed to never allow the creation of a CBDC, which is awesome. But despite his comment, Priyan Boring, the founder and CEO of the Chamber of Digital Commerce, a crypto advocacy group, told Cointelegraph his crypto stance remains unclear at this time, and his previous administration did not have a strong track record for being pro-crypto. The Trump administration attempted to introduce terrible regulations on self-hosted wallets through a midnight rulemaking blocked spot Bitcoin ETFs. I can't read, guys. I'm sorry. The president and President Trump himself said he was not a fan of cryptocurrencies while in office. Boring said back in 2019, like literally the bottom of the bear market. Things have changed, y'all. However, Boring noted that Trump's active participation in non-fungible tokens, pocketing him millions from licensing his image, suggests a positive evolution in his stance on cryptocurrencies, potentially indicating a more crypto-friendly perspective than previously assumed. On January 8th, the majority whip of the U.S. House of Representatives, Tom Emmer, told Politico, if the second Trump administration takes place, the president will be a lot more friendly to the crypto industry. I agree. Americans will head to the polls on November 5th with current polling aggregated by 538 showing Trump and Biden are by far the front runners for their respective parties. With Trump maintaining a slight lead over Biden in the national polls. Such bullshit. No way anyone's even looking at Biden again. Like, where has he been? He's like the non-existent president. Such bullshit. All right, CBDC opponent Ron DeSantis ends U.S. presidential run. Ron DeSantis entered his presidential campaign on January 21st, saying he had no path to victory and pledged his support to former U.S. President Donald Trump. I don't know if I ever stated it since I started the show, but I've always said I don't have a problem against Ron DeSantis. I think he did a great job during COVID. That's my opinion. I I think he's very much about freedom. I think my point is I think it was a big mistake for him to run on this election. I think he should just stayed where he is at, waited for the Trump situation to run its course. If there came a time where Trump was not running, I think it would be a good idea for DeSantis to run. But to run against Trump, I thought was always a bad idea. Just because of the people right now, there's a large, huge majority of people that are like very I mean, they love Trump like on a non-healthy level, like psychologically odd level, and it's a big war for these people between Trump and the Democratic Party. So do I think at some point in time DeSantis could run and win? I do. Do I think this was the right time for him to do it? Absolutely not. I think it's good to watch him step down. Hopefully he can salvage his political self out of this after running against Trump. We'll see. But again, I think he should have just stayed the pace. Potentially even ran as a vice president candidate pick for Trump, but he kind of put himself in a wonky spot. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, Ron DeSantis ends his presidential campaign on January 21st, saying he had no path to victory and pledged his support to former U.S. President Donald Trump. CBDC opponent Ron DeSantis has withdrawn from the race for the White House. According to an announcement on January 21st, the Florida governor stated he couldn't continue with a campaign lacking a clear path to victory. I can't ask our supporters to volunteer their time, donate their resources. We don't have a clear path to victory. Accordingly, I am today suspending my campaign. DeSantis shared the news in a 4-minute announcement on X, confirming his already expected endorsement of former United States President Donald Trump. I will not stop now. It's clear to me that the majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. In the Iowa caucus, the Republican Party nomination held on January 15th, DeSantis finished second behind Trump by a massive 21 points. DeSantis officially launched his presidential bid in July of 2023. During the first campaign appearances, DeSantis vowed to ban a possible version of digital dollar if elected. If I am president, one day we will nix the central bank digital currency. Done, dead, not happening in this country, he said at an event in Iowa. Trump has taken the same position during a recent campaign speech in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. He promised to never allow the U.S. Federal Reserve to create a CBDC. I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency, he stated. A CBDC is a digital form of a country's fiat currency, unlike cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, which are decentralized and not controlled by any authority. CBDCs are centralized and backed by a nation's central bank. CBDCs can potentially improve payment efficiency and expand financial inclusion. However, critics argue they could infringe on privacy and grant governments excessive control over citizens. I agree, as well as infinite printing. According to the Cointelegraph CBDC database, at least 100 countries are researching CBDCs, with nearly 40 countries testing pilot programs or proofs of concept. All right, last but not least, guys, Grayscale's GBTC bleeding drives down AUM by $5 billion. Heavy outflows and the decline of Bitcoin's price are driving down the value of GBTC's portfolio despite solid demand for other Bitcoin ETFs. Outflows from the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust have intensified in the first days of trading as a spot Bitcoin ETF, contributing to nearly $5 billion decline in assets under management. According to data from Whitechart and Grayscale, the ETF's total asset dropped from $28.5 billion on January 10th to $23.7 billion on January 18th. Bitcoin's price decline also explains the drop in AUM, which is assets under management, as the underlying asset of the ETF, Bitcoin's market value, has a direct impact on the value of the fund. At the time of writing, Bitcoin's price is down 4% over the past week, trading at 40,582 per coin telegraph data. Outflows of GBTC were anticipated. The ETF's approval by the Securities and Exchange Commission on January 10th allowed GBTC holders to convert and redeem their shares for Bitcoin. Prior to that, investors would have to sell shares on the secondary market to exit positions. Approximately $1.1 billion flowed out of Grayscale's ETF in a 3-day period as holders sought lower fees from its competitors and took advantage of a narrow discount on the shares. Anthony Scaramucci, the founder of Skybridge Capital, told Bloomberg that certain GBTC investors were realizing losses and switching to cheaper ETF options. To illustrate the cost gap, GBTC has a fee of 1.5%, while other ETFs have fees as low as 0.2% plus 6 months of free investing. Excuse me. CoinRoute CEO Dave Weisenberg noted on X that GBTC holders' composition may be playing a significant role in the wave of outflows, along with hedgers seeking discounts and other investors jumping to lower fees. Panic selling could be contributing to recent market movements, according to Weisberg. Taxable accounts taking profit or panic selling to preserve them are the issue. We have no idea what the percent of these are or the average price of entry for holders. While GBTC faces its first storm as a spot ETF, other Bitcoin funds are moving in a different direction. Issuers added another net 10,667 Bitcoin to their portfolios on the 5th trading day amid increased activity. According to the data from CC15 Capital, there has been a net addition of approximately $440 million into Bitcoin holdings of issuers. A significant portion of this increase was attributed to BlackRock's ETF, which acquired about 8,700 Bitcoin valued at nearly $358 million. Since their inception, 9 ETFs, excluding Grayscale, have collectively purchased close to 68,500 Bitcoin. That's a lot of cheddar. Right. Well, guys, we'll see how this continues to play out. If Grayscale is going to continue to liquidate, you're going to see a little bit more downwards price action. But as that price gets lower, people are going to buy. So, again, we'll see how that plays out. Let's go ahead and look at the charts one last time. Get off of Bitcoin dominance and go to Bitcoin on the 4-hour. Boop, boop. Let's look at shorter time frames for shits and giggles. 3, 2, 1. Here's my head. Or here's what's in my head, guys. We've got to flip 41.35 back into support, period. If it flips into resistance, we're in trouble. These are short time frames. Let's get back to the 4-hour. Okay. Got really weak volume. If we hit our heads on this 41.351 and a rollover, we're in trouble. That's bad. Bad, bad, bad. That's where my head's at. Keep your guys' eye on it. That's it. That's all I've got. And per usual, guys, if you do enjoy the content that I provide for you here every morning on Boring Crypto.io, please by all means subscribe to the channel, turn the bell for notifications, watch the videos, share the videos on all of your social platforms. And above all, if there's anything you can help do to spread the adoption of crypto and help grow the channel, guys, please like the videos. It's freezy peasy, lemon squeezy, and it's easy. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out of here.